you talking about?
We are controlling transmission.
I bet it crossed your mind. Stay connected to the Super Citizen Show as we enjoy a great radio experience on 93.7 Citizen FM Abuja. It's the full package.
5 p.m. Good evening, Abuja, and wherever it is you are and listening to me from, it's another day on the show. Super Citizen at Sunset. How's your day coming? So holiday's over, right? You have to get back to work and everything. Yeah, you have to start waking up early in the morning, right, to beat traffic and stuff. I know yesterday was easier, you know. I had to how you could just lounge for a minute in bed, relax for a bit, but you know, these things come to an end, right? You have to move on. Move on, man. It's we have to start working again. Get up, okay? So driving around town today, it wasn't business as usual. I saw the traffic is back. There's no parking space anymore. Yes. It's now regular stuff. I'm like, is this switch like a snap of it? Like, psh, everything is just back. You have to clamor for space. Everything is just like, oh my God. Well, we're here now. Yeah, for those who enjoy the holidays, did you sleep? Were you able to make those calls? I mean, reach out to people you really wanted to reach out to. How are you doing generally? I hope your day is coming good. 5:06 p.m. That's the time. It is the 25th day of April 2023. Who was it I was even asking earlier? I was like, so you mean Christmas was exactly how many months away from today? Because today is 25th, right? And I have this thing where I get to remember strategic dates of every month. So every 20th of every month, I remember my birthday because it's a 20th of December. So every 20th, I'm like, oh, I celebrated my birthday like 3 months ago. Oh, I celebrated my birthday like 4 months ago, like that. So today now, Christmas was a few months ago. I don't know, do the math. So basically, I would like to welcome you on the show. That's the First Citizen at Sunset. We're just about getting started. So if you're just joining us, it's fine. Welcome. But you've missed though, because we've been doing great shows on Citizen FM 93.7 like all day since sunrise. The thing is, we had some really special programs during the Ramadan period. Ramadan is over. We've celebrated Salah and Barakata Salah, Eid al-Fitr. That is in arrears. We're back to work. That's what I'm talking about. So regular programs are back. The things you used to listen to before, they are back. Everything that had to take a break during the period is back. So we have Super Citizen at Sunrise. We have Sunny Side of Sports. We have Insight at 10. We have Midday with Mina, Mondays and Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays, we have Tech Talk with Mina. Yes. That's until that's from 11 until 12. From 12 we have Perspectives until 1:30, and then we get to play you good songs. And then at 3 there is Politics Now with Ernest, And right after that, it's Citizen Sports at 4 p.m. And then at 5, I come on until 7. See, so everything is just back again. That's from Mondays to Fridays. Saturdays, things take a different turn because we get to enjoy programs in our indigenous languages. We have TU language, we have Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Idoma, Ebira, and other languages. So, usually very packed here on Citizen FM 93.7, but it's good. You're able to join us now. It's a good thing. So, fasten your seatbelt and let's get started. You ready? As usual, let me give you a rundown of what to expect today on the show. Between now and 5:30, I'll be bringing you up to speed with what's happening around the world. Today in history, International Day today, and interesting facts generally. And then at 5:30, we'll take things up a notch. We'll be hearing what's happening around Africa, Nigeria, and the rest of the world. And of course, Sudan is frontline news right now. What's happening there? Countries that are successfully evacuating their people. Plans of the federal government of Nigeria to evacuate Nigerians. So far, so good. What we have heard is that it's still about plans. It's still about plans. Either the federal government is set to evacuate Nigerians by bus to Egypt and all of that. Have they started yet? Well, I haven't gotten that information yet. Maybe they have. I'm not sure. I've not seen yet. If you have, please tell me. Because I'm willing to hear. I want to know too. Because I mean, some countries have successfully or are successfully evacuating their people. What's taking us so long? They said the Minister of Foreign Affairs have been able to have a conversation with, people in government in Egypt, and they talked about how that they're trying to ensure that Nigerians be at least moved from the war-torn area, that's the Sudan, to neighboring Egypt. Let them just let's get there and then calm down for a bit. But of course, I listened to Abike Dabiri yesterday on NT, and she was talking about how that it was important to put security into, cognizance. You don't want a situation where these people are loaded in the buses, because it's buses we're using. That's the federal government plan. So I'm not talking about the private, the airline owner who's making plans to evacuate Nigerians. Another one, I'm talking about the one that the federal government is making. That one, they said, is by buses. And it's very dangerous driving from, Sudan, the war-torn area, to Egypt right now, because you're going to you can't just you close your eyes and appear in Egypt. No, you have to go through roads, and these are the places that these things are going on, the shootings, the killings, and everything. So imagine rival forces just see your horses on the road and decide to open fire or say, oh, you are the enemy, and just start shooting, taking people from danger spot into, if in fact, more danger. That's in Abike Dabiri's words. So we're trying to be careful, ensuring that everything goes very smoothly. But of course, as it unfolds, as more information come up, we're going to be bringing you up to speed with it. Yes, we're also hearing that Air Peace is also deciding that he'll be sending in airlines and things that we need generally to be able to evacuate people from Sudan at this time. For people who are still there, who are stuck there, my God, my heart goes out to you. I can only imagine what you're going through at this time. Reports from where is that? Reports from, is it United Nations? Was it United Nations? I need to be sure. I'll be WHO. One of these international organizations already advising, I think it's WHO. They're warning of huge biological risk because we're hearing that Sudan fighters have occupied the labs in the country, that's the laboratories. So they are warning that there could just be huge biological risk. I mean, these are soldiers, they're not lab scientists. Why are they taking over the laboratories in the country? Yeah. Lots of concerns. Even hospitals are flooded. There's a lot going on. You can only imagine. You don't want to have the details of that. Anyway, yes, more information about the Sudan situation I'll be bringing your way in a bit. It is World Malaria Day today, and WHO have released reports too. And the reports from Africa, I don't know, not so warming at all. 234 million malaria cases reported in 2021. 593,000 people died, according to the reports. More information in a bit. And what else do we have for you? You see that case of a pastor bearing AK-47 while preaching? Yeah, there's been an adjournment on the case. Yeah, it's been adjourned. I'll be bringing you when. Okay, people, here we go. I just want to get started into it, so stay with me. April 25, as I said earlier. So let's see, what are we celebrating today? I went on with the first one already. World Malaria Day. Mosquitoes are just annoying, I know, and they're the ones who transmit malaria. Anyway, just one bite can be very deadly, so please try and protect yourself by every means that you can. Okay, buy those malaria treated nets, the anti-malaria treated nets, and everything that you need. Please just do what you can to protect yourself, because no, it's not business as usual when it comes to malaria. I don't think it's it's nothing. It's just malaria. It's not just malaria. Okay, it's deadly. People are dying. Did you hear the record I just reeled out earlier from the World Health Organization? 593,000 deaths recorded. You don't want to be in the number, do you? So stay careful. International Financial Independence Awareness Day it is as well. Okay. And so I saw this and I'm like, I remember some memes I see on social media. They're like, I'm not independent again. Independent women in the mud. I'm not doing it again. Financial independence. I don't want to be financially independent. I want to be dependent, please. For those who are financially independent, please, kudos to you. And I want to encourage as many people as can be to be independent financially. It gives you power. It gives you more control, okay, over your affairs if you can. Okay. And if you just want to be your guy's wife as a woman, okay. Okay. Whatever rocks your boat. Okay, whatever rocks your boat. Nobody should teach you how you should live your life. So that's what some people say. Actually, they say nobody should tell me what to do. I want to be your guy's wife. I don't want to have any business. I don't want to do anything. But the downside is that when things go south, the guy will not be there to bail you out. International Delegates Day it is as well. Freedom Day. Let me go over it very quickly. In Portugal, it is Freedom Day today. International Noise Awareness Day. Spread awareness about noise pollution. And you also need to find out stuff about it. In Israel, it is Independence Day today. License Plates Day it is as well. DNA Day. I was reading up about this earlier, and it's about how that the science about DNA was revealed today. The researchers, they decided to, reel out the result of their findings on this day. That's why it's categorized as DNA Day. Memorial Day in Israel. It's Independence Day. It's also Memorial Day. Library workers, if you work in the library, we celebrate you on this day. Lingerie. Today is Lingerie Day. I'm not saying anything. You see that, hearing what you're hearing. Hey, if you're a plumber, it's your day. People who make sure that the waters run through where they're supposed to run through. Thank you. Thank you for all the good things you're doing. If not be you, the flood would have been experienced in our homes. There's also Feast of St. Mark. Penguins. World Penguins Day it is. Sinai Liberation Day in Egypt. My God, there are just a few things. I mean, there are a couple of things or a number of things to celebrate today. Yom Ha'atzmaut Day it is. Israeli independence. Okay, so that's about it about things we're marking today. like movies, you watch American movies, Hollywood movies, so to say. So it's Al Pacino's birthday today. That American actor that is celebrated all around the world. In fact, he has a method of acting that people, are inclined to. It's Al Pacino's birthday. Happy birthday to you. It's not easy, man. On this day in 2015, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck near Nepal, causing widespread damage and killing several thousands of people on this day. Ginger Rogers, she's an American dancer and an actress. She starred with Fred Astaire in 10 popular Hollywood musicals. She died on this day at the age of 63. Okay, let's see. The Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, known as ANZAC, ANZAC, landed at Gallipoli in western Turkey during the Danellis campaign of World War I on this day in 1915. Take a break at this time. When I come back, more information coming your way. It is Citizen FM 93.7 and the show is Super Citizen at Sunset, and I am Didi.
Hello Abuja, you are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
try to stop a bullet for you. But it will never, 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 never like to stop a bullet for another guy.
William Onyebo with the song Why Go to Work. Played one of his songs yesterday, right? Did you follow me on the show Super Citizen at Sunset yesterday? Yeah, I played one of his songs, and it was When the Going is Good and Smooth, that one. So today, the one I'm playing is Why Go to One. This is a special essay to Sudan and everywhere else in the world. You know what's even more heartbreaking for me is how these songs done way back are still very valid, especially those that talk about war, injustice, prejudice, trials, victimization, all of everything that is just not positive, how they are valid every single day. It's just very heartbreaking. I understand that it's part of, a human society, conflict, disagreements, and all of those. But do you know that we can actually not agree on something, but not necessarily go to war? Right. So why go to war? That's the question he's asking on the song. Anyway, please, peace is always better. Let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. That's a different one altogether. That's not the song I just sang. Anyway, Citizen FM 93.7, 5:28 p.m. In just a few minutes, we will start the trip, or at least continue the trip that we started a moment ago. And that's what's happening around Nigeria and the rest of Africa. Africa. Yeah, it's World Malaria Day. So when we talk about malaria, it's also very sad that when we talk malaria, we know it's not just an African thing, but it's very popular. It's very popular in Africa. When the records begin to come out, you could see Africa on the list first, front, and everything. Like, what's up? And when we talk about donations, efforts to curb malaria, you'd see Africa, some African countries topping the chart. So it's World Malaria Day, and as a result, there are news items regarding or related to malaria. As I mentioned earlier, there are new records of malaria and its scourge on Africa in the last couple of years. According to World Health Organization, 234 million malaria cases were reported and 593,000 deaths were recorded in 2021 alone. Just 2021. Okay, and it's attributed, the World Health Organization has attributed the situation to its discovery that a substantial population of the African continent lack access to healthcare facilities, and that will also incur huge expenditures to obtain healthcare. That's why a good number of people are contracting the virus or even dying from the virus. So the Global Agency expressed the concern to commemorate the World Malaria Day today. And the theme for this year's malaria is time to deliver zero malaria, invest, innovate, and implement. Part of the statement reads, while congratulating our member states and development partners for for the achievements that they recorded over the last year, we are greatly concerned that malaria deaths remain unacceptably high and cases have continued to increase since 2015. There's just been progressive increase in the records of malaria from across Africa. Statement goes on to say, our region therefore continues to be hardest hit by this deadly disease, partly because too many people do not have access to preventive and curative interventions. So WHO further said nearly 30% of the population in most African countries cannot access essential health services, and most people face unacceptably high expenditure on healthcare. But of course, all hands are on deck, and hopefully, just hopefully, within a given number of years, we'll be able to, fight the scourge, just as we did with polio. It's not impossible. It'll just take time and the will from everyone to do their bit. For instance, you taking precautionary moves to protect yourself. They had this conversation on Perspectives earlier today. If you missed it, please rush onto YouTube to watch a repeat of the program. Okay, it was a very tight conversation today. We need to do everything that we can as a people to ensure that the numbers decrease as soon as possible. Okay, that's even from the WHO. Let me see. Even the World Health Organization, they also said something about the R21 matrix M malaria vaccine, given provisional approval by NAFDAC. They said more trials need to be, carried out to give the go-ahead on use, as a final use by people. But for now, hold on it, okay? Hold on it. Soon and very soon, we'll be able to have the go-ahead to use it. Just another way to curb malaria in Nigeria, Africa, and mostly Africa. For me, this is a little related to what I just talked about now, malaria. You know how that mosquitoes need a favorable place to be able to breed well, talking about stagnant water, dirty environment, and all of those kind of things. Have you been to Cross River State? I mean, Calabar particularly. Anyway, once upon a time, it was the beauty. I mean, the people's paradise. It was such a beautiful city. But then again, in recent times, the reports from that side have not been so great. We hear about refuse littering everywhere in the state, city sweepers complaining now and again of how that they are not paid. These dirty environments also help in encouraging things like things like malaria and other diseases, because these mosquitoes need these places to be able to breed, right? Anyway, so city sweepers of Calabar, numbering about 100 according to these reports, they said they littered front of the governor's office with garbage in protest of their 4 months unpaid salaries. They've not been paid for like 4 months now. And they're the ones who try to ensure the sanity when it comes to cleanliness of the state. So the women told newsmen that the last time that they were paid their monthly salaries was in December in 2022. Did you hear that? December 2022. After then, it's just small. They'll just be giving them small thing. After then, just collect this one first. This one take whole body. They haven't really gotten their monies since. So their protests attracted the attention of people, and then it actually led to obstruction of vehicular movement around the government house. It's around Leopard Road in Cross River State. I have sentimental ties with Cross River. Maybe that's why I'm particularly interested in this story, and the fact that it is not what it used to be when it comes to dirt handling in the state. It's if you knew Calabar before, you would know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the women, out of anger, they decided to scatter dirt around the city, pour debris from wasted bins and other garbage from the first gate, which is the main entrance. It's used only by the governor. They scatter debris all the way to the second gate. That's the one that every other person uses. The governor uses the first gate. The second gate is used by other pedestrians. Security personnel, including policemen, Department of Security Service, that's DSS, that were seen trying to stop passers-by and journalists from taking pictures and even making videos. Yeah. It was a dramatic event. Someone at the scene sent me a video that I was able to watch, but of course it didn't make it to some news platforms because the security personnel tried what they could to ensure that some of these videos did not get out, right? And I don't know what it is they were trying to protect, because we know the reality of what's going on in the state. So why don't we just see what it is already? Anyway, one of the affected sweepers, as one of the affected street sweepers, Mrs. Asuko, said they had not been paid for months. This is what she said. She said, the salary they pay me is just 10,000 naira. Did you hear that? 10,000 naira in present day Nigeria. Wherever it is you live in Nigeria, you're collecting 10,000 naira at this time and age. You need a lot of kudos. We need to give you thumbs up. How are you surviving on 10,000 naira every month? That's after 30 days. They give you 10,000 naira. For transport. I don't know. Anyway, so the salary is 10,000 naira. And she goes on. Some of my colleagues collect even less. Yet they have been unable to pay us. We decided to express our displeasure today by littering front of the governor's office with refuse, because all the appeal to our employers seem to be irrelevant, and this government is living in less than 35 days. They should just pay us. Some of us are widows and we have kids to take care of. We use the monthly stipends to buy vegetables. We resell them, while some sell table market at Marian and Wat Market. We are barely surviving. On 10,000 naira, of course, you're barely surviving. Another person says, we're suffering. Many are dying. Can you imagine living on 8,500 naira as a widow with children? That's another one of them speaking. The other one, Mrs. Asuko, said she collects 10,000 naira, and some of our colleagues even receive less. This is one of the people that receive 8,500 naira, saying that she's, of course, she doesn't even have to say. You just know it's hard. 8,500 naira. That's lunch money for some people. We are appealing to the governor to help us. We did not mean to be irrational, but we want our plight to be taken serious, because if nothing is done, we will come back again. We need to make our voices heard. I can just imagine what they're going through. Citizen FM 93.7, 5:39 p.m. That's the time, and we're looking through trending stories across Nigeria. News roundup at this time on Super Citizen at Sunset, and I am Didi. So, if you're a parent who has a child who may be writing JAM today, I want to know how's the situation in your area. Because reports coming in from some parts, some emphasis on some, from some parts of the country, those reports are not really encouraging at all. Of course, there's some places that it was a smooth ride, but we're hearing from Rivers, for instance, that parents are not very pleased about the network situation. For instance, they named Ikwere local government area as an area where officials, what now? I don't want to say God. They chop a lot of curses and swearing today over the fate of whatever it was going on there. Network situation marred the exercise in the state. Some people said they were there from like 6:30 a.m. when the network failure shut out the first set of candidates from taking the exam. You know, they wrote the exams in batches today. I think it was 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., thereabouts. That was the arrangement on the sitting of the exam. I need to check that very quickly now. Right. It was 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 3 p.m. And, of course, the subjects were English. And then any 3 other subjects, mathematics, of course, included, and all of those. But it wasn't as smooth as we hoped that it would be. So one of them spoke. I'll just read out what this parent said. He said, "You won't believe it. We had to come out the night before and stayed in a hotel. We live in Port Harcourt, and he was scheduled for the very first set at 6:30. That's the father speaking. That's the parent speaking. So he said that his child was scheduled for the very first set of exam at 6:30. I never knew JAM of today faces exam for as early as 6:30 in centers far from a candidate's place of residence. And this morning, getting here much more before 6:30 a.m., the children have been made to wait that there is a network failure that they would rectify. But the set for 9:30 turned up, and 12:30 have even come in to meet the same challenge. My neighbor has confirmed her daughter who wrote at a Port Harcourt center got it easier. But for us here in Ikwere, it's a lot more difficult." Anyway, of course, times like this, some places will experience glitchy, some places it will be an easier sail. But I don't know what the plans would be now. Would they now have to come back on another day? When they contacted the spokesman of JAM, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, he said all candidates should wait. The person in charge of that center would address the problem, and if not rescheduled, they will reschedule those affected for another day. They will surely take the exam. This is encouraging enough. That's the thing about network, and that's a concern a lot of Nigerians raise when we want to bank on using network for some of these things. Like, what would the network situation be like? These villages that don't have full network coverage, what would it be like? These concerns are usually raised. But at the end of the day, we try to do these things anyway, and then we get to this point where it doesn't work out the way we planned it, and then we have to start all over again. Anyway, will they be rescheduled? Yes. And will they be able to take the exams? By the grace of God, the network will be better on the day that they reschedule them for. Because it's one thing to reschedule, it's another thing for the network to even agree on that day. It's not like the officials did not come or appear, or where the students are unavailable. No, it's just that the network did not agree. What if you reschedule and then the same thing happens again? By the grace of God, it will not happen. Amen. Amen. Citizen FM 93.7, 5:45 p.m. We'll take a break now. When we come back, more information coming your way. Stay with me.
Citizen FM Abuja. Now we be the voice of the people. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
Abuja. Wake up. Reach out. Speak up. Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this
is your station.
Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM.
The issues. Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servant retired without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Goodness cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that?
He said money was.
I never.
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting.
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
5:49. Okay, just struck 50. So 5:50 p.m. Citizen FM 93.7, which is about 5 minutes to go. Do not forget, top of the hour, 6 o'clock, I'll be bringing you Citizen FM News at 6. A comprehensive bulletin with inserts and everything, and I'm sure you don't want to miss it. And then after the news, I will be having a guest join me today. We'll be talking mental health. Right. And it's promising to be really good already. I see the future. Okay. So the Mental Health in collaboration with other bodies had a press conference recently about the way forward since the signing of the mental health bill. And that's a conversation we'll be having today on Super Citizen at Sunset. We'll just be able to squeeze out time for that conversation very quickly. I'll be having Didi join me very soon. Soon and very soon. She'll be here. I've had her on the show before, the founder of Mental Health with Didi Foundation, an NGO. Okay. Very passionate about health of everyone across the life cycle, young, old, like that. She'll be here in a bit, so stay tuned, all right? Right after the news, we'll be getting in on that conversation very quickly. Let's see other stories from other parts of the world. People have been reacting to this story about Joe Biden announcing his 2024 re-election bid and how old he would be come 2025 when he'll be sworn in. I like the conversation because a lot of times you hear Western countries, a lot of them, a good number of them saying, oh, Africa. One of the reasons why we don't have leadership in Africa is because our leaders are old. How do you have something a so year amount of man, or a so aged man leading your country? Don't you have young people in your countries? I'm liking that US has joined us. Your age is just a number. He's 80 already, so when he'll be sworn in, he'll be like 82 maybe. Yeah, thereabout. Jaja Binks. I can't wait. Anyway, some more interesting stories. China is built to pass. Sorry, India. You know that China has always held the record, and Goodnight has held the record of being Nigeria is the most populous black nation on earth, but China on earth, not just in Africa. So India will be passing China this week as world's most populous nation. Our fingers crossed. That report is from the United Nations. Even the people are giddy about it. That's the people of India, and I'm wondering, why are you so excited about it? I'm always on the maybe small but really impactful nation. I don't know. I just like it, but it's okay. Another what now? Feather to their cap. Alrighty, people, so that'll be about it on News Roundup today on Citizen FM 93.7 Super Citizen at Sunset with Didi. So how do we do now? This song has been on my mind for a few weeks now. I think it was because of a movie I was watching, one international Hollywood movie. I was watching it and the song came up. It's from Lijadu Sisters. Very, very strong group. Was it in the 70s? Yeah, in the 70s. Strong music group that have those twins. God. Anyway, so here is a song. I'll be back at 6. Stay with us. Citizen FM 93.7.
In the streets, watch out, right, Jamba is on the way, get out, trouble in the streets, watch out, right, Jamba is out to stay.